Hey everybody. In this video, I'm going to be going over how to install ThreeRingsSharp and how to use it. So step one, you're going to want to go to my GitHub repository. Um, this will have this releases thing on the side here, and you will see one with the green latest here, and this is the one you want to click on right there. This number might be different, just depends on when you're seeing this video. You'll want to start by downloading 3ringssharp.zip, which I have already done. And when you open it, it should look like this. You'll want to make a new folder somewhere, which I've just made one in my software folder called TRS. And you'll just drag and drop everything into there. Note that if you use the default Windows Archive Viewer for zips, it'll open the zip kind of like it's a folder. You can't run it in there. I just want to bring that up. After that, you'll want to open skanimatortools.exe, and you will get this prompt that says, "Welcome to 3ringssharp, you need to set it up." So click OK, and you'll see the settings menu here. The first three options are the ones that matter the most. If you need to know what they do, you can hover over them. They will describe what the setting does. But basically, this should be your Spiral Knights directory, the first one. I usually set it to my RSOC directory, and as you can see, the default is the default install location for it. And usually I copy and paste that because that needs to be put into RSRC directory as well. And as you can see, the little exclamation point turns into a check because now it's a valid directory. If you don't want to type in the directory, you can click this icon over here to pick a folder instead. So I'll go ahead and do that. And I have this SK test folder in my 3D folder, and that'll work. Everything else is ultimately up to you, and I'll let you figure that out on your own. Again, just hover over it if you need to know, or for these, click the question mark. Once you're done, hit save and close, and we're ready to go. So for the sake of example, I will be opening the Gremlin model. So I will go ahead and click open dat model. I'll go to my RSOC folder, which should be by default. And I'll go to character, NPC, monster, gremlin, null, and then I'll do model.dat. It'll load it up, and we can see all the stuff in the model. Now the first bit here that's important for you is this parameters thing. Some models have different options that you can choose. For example, you can choose the class of the gremlin. So I'll click on model.dat, and you'll see here's all of our information. I'll open parameters, and you'll see this one's blue. And it's a choice named variant, and the current option is null. So I'll click on that, and this will open up. I can use this to pick the class. And once I hit OK, you'll see it changes. Once we're done, we can click export, and we'll go ahead and save that. From here, everything moves into your 3D application of choice. I won't go into how to use that because that is, using your 3D app is a little out of the scope of this video. The only important bit to remember is that the format is GLB, which Blender supports natively. You can get to that through File and Import, GLTF 2.0. As far as Max and Maya go, I don't remember if they support it natively or not. I believe there is a plugin that adds support for them, however. The reason I went with GLB, just in case you're curious, is because it's like FBX in that it can store everything, like animations, materials, so on and so forth. But it's an open source format, so it's easier to implement, and I don't have to deal with any licensing stuff and so on and so forth. With that out of the way, the only remaining bit is to get into error cases, because the Gremlin model happens to convert really nicely. Some other models, not so much. You'll run into a few problems with, especially skyboxes. So for an example here, I will load in, I fixed some of them, but oh yeah, here we go. Let's do the Clockwork Sky Dome. So this is the fake sky that you see in the Aurora Isles. I'll go ahead and open that, and you'll see we got a lot of stuff in here. And you see it all seems to convert pretty well. Everything's been read, and we can change it all, and so on and so forth. We export this. I will go ahead and open up Blender and show you what to expect for error cases like this. So go ahead and file, import. And right away we can see something's not right. So first things first, the gremlins are comically large for some reason. Not exactly sure why. So go ahead and get rid of those. But you also see not all of the materials loaded successfully. Like these gears have their texture, but the sky, sun, and moon don't have it. Models will export sideways, by the way. That's just due to how the coordinate space works in Blender. I think Maya won't have this problem. Maya's a Y-up application, isn't it? No matter. As you can see, yeah, sometimes stuff doesn't load. You'll need to fix that yourself. As you can see, it created a material because it knew one was supposed to be there, but it wasn't able to figure out what to use. In this case, the material already exists because the gears were using it. So in this case, we can actually just change it and we're good to go. And you'll be changing a lot of models potentially. You get the idea. For cases where the model does not have its material, let's go back to this one. You'll need to know how to use material nodes in Blender. Again, that's something for really somebody else's tutorial video, but if you've used Blender, you know how to do it. Of course, and obviously this will change between your application of choice. Now, with that out of the way, the final bit that I want to cover here, and this is an optional bit of the video. Don't watch it if you just wanted to figure out how to convert stuff. There are a few models that cause errors. The ones that I can anticipate being the most important are scenes, which is like entire levels, because it can open those. But half the time they just crash the program or cause it to hang or something like that. Knights have a lot of problems. However, I have a special video just for converting knights because there is a special procedure you need to do. I'll have a link for that in the description. And a lot of visual effects do not convert, and as far as I'm concerned right now, cannot convert. So stuff like the, say, animated sparking or procedural animations, such as the sky dome rotating, will not export. I plan to try to add support for those in the future, but as far as things look now, that is not a possibility for the program. The last bit of incompatibility, if I can remember where I was, yeah, I went over procedural animations. I think that was the last one, but you get the idea. So the program can work, but you'll run into a lot of problems, unfortunately. I'm working on ironing these out. In fact, I've been working on version 3.0.0 of the app with a whole new backend, and ideally, by the time that application is out, I will remove this video and replace it with a new updated tutorial. There are a lot of new issues in the new program and a lot of fixes for long-lasting issues. So, with that out of the way, that's all I really have for you. So, hopefully this helps you out. If you need more help, leave a comment and I'll do what I can to answer. Other than that, see ya.